Hello, brothers, BrotherBearTales. I am Randy. I'm here with
J Money,
and this is our podcast, Bear Talk. And we are back. It's been a long time, but we are back at it. And what are we here to talk about today, J Money?
we're gonna talk about the years of college and what they entail.
Let me offer you some free advice.
Exactly. We're going to talk about each year of college. For anyone that's going into college or currently in it, hopefully if you're currently in it, you kind of like agree with what we're saying. And if not, tell us in the comments below which you think you would change. If you're getting ready for college, tell us in the comments below and let us know what you think about it or what you think about this video in general. So we're going to start with year one. You just finished high school, you feel great, you're done with high school, now you want to move on to college. You want to start moving into what you want to do. Or if your parents forcing you to do it, I am sorry. But you might be going into exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
And this is the start of independence. This is the start of freedom. And year one, that is the main thing, is independence. Whether you're living at home or if you're living on campus. If you're living on campus, it is 100% freedom. You are cut free and you might be paying for it by yourself. If you are, I'm sorry, college is very expensive.
Yes. Even if they say it's the most affordable college in your state.
Yeah, which that's
They don't tell you about the fees.
yeah, the thousands.
You can easily have pretty much. I mean, not easily, but you can very realistically have your tuition paid off.
Yeah.
But they don't really tell you about the fees.
Yeah, so you could have all the tuition done and you still have like $2,000 in fees.
And they won't really tell you what they're for. They'll just say it's a general fee.
Yeah, it's a general fee that you're going to have to, pony up so they can have what they want to use it on, the university, that is. So, basically, if you're living at home, it's still more freedom. You still have to get to class on time. You still have to make sure you study. You're responsible for yourself. The difference between teachers and professors are, the professors are going to care about you if you care about putting in the time and the work. Because if the professor sees that you don't care, if you don't show up for class, then whenever you go to them and you need help, they're going to be like, well, have you been to class?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can apply that to just life in general. If you have a job and your boss sees that you care, then they're more likely to let you maybe take off on a certain day or whatever.
Take off a certain day.
But they see you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You might get fired. You might, they might not like you and might not be as lenient with you.
Exactly.
Same thing. It's just anyone,
And the thing about college is it really does prepare you for life in that sense. It teaches you what you need to know. If you make your professor mad because you're never there, you don't turn in your homework, you fail the class, he or she does not owe you anything.
Yeah.
Not a thing. And they'll make sure that you know that, because at this point it's your responsibility. we're not saying this to scare you, but this is how life is. You're responsible for yourself. If you don't turn in your homework, it's not someone else's fault. That's on you. A lot of it's online now, so you gotta log in, you gotta do your math or your English or whatever else. You gotta make sure to get it done, get it on time, because teachers don't hope you do that. They expect it from you.
Yeah.
And you better be on your teacher's good graces if you can't turn something in on time. A lot of teachers will make exceptions if an emergency comes up, or if you can let them know ahead of time, hey, I have to be here on this day. Can I turn this in early? Or is there any way I can email you? If you're in their good graces, they're more likely to do that for you, And the year one is what is college to you? Is it going to be a party thing? Is it going to be I need to be serious and this is my future thing? The thing is, in year one, we can both agree, this is the year where you can have fun. This is the year where there's a lot of leniency. Classes are the easiest they're ever going to be.
Yeah.
It kind of teaches you, if you show up and you can't do all the work, then you either need to study harder, you need to organize yourself better, or college might not be for you. And that's okay. College isn't for everyone, but it's going to show you what you need to change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely, if you want to party, party hardy, you can do it because they recommend, at least for our college, they recommended 15 hours or less just to start off with.
It's to get your feet in the water.
Yeah.
So what we did was our first semester, we made a bunch of friends. Great people, we had common interest, a huge group of friends. And that's the year to do it. You don't have as much to do. It's a good year to go out, meet people, make friends. If you're living on campus, they have tons of stuff going on campus. If not, to make a little effort to like go to campus or like talk to people in your classes.
Yeah. Make connections.
Yeah,
you never know. You never know who you're gonna meet and who could be. I'm not saying like just use people, but who could be of value.
Yeah,
everyone has value.
Everyone's gonna be able to help you with something, whether it's just like having fun or maybe they're in the same major as you. Getting to know people in your major is so important because they're going to be going down this with you. The majority of people that come in that are passionate about it are going to keep going. Yeah. So you're gonna maybe you can work with them on assignments. Don't copy. Don't do that. That's a big no in college, and they figure it out real quick. You don't want to copy in college. You'll get.
They'll turn you right in. No plagiarism. Don't. Anything that you could probably get away with in high school, it's the real deal in college. They don't mess around with that. Plagiarism
in college is like asking to get thrown out. Like, please throw me out.
And they will, without hesitation.
They won't even think twice about it. In their mind, if you're not bringing value to their university and you're just copying, then that just tells them that you're not here for an education that you should be getting.
Not here for the right reasons, as the bachelorette or bachelor.
Oh my god! Been watching too much The Bachelor.
I have. Oh my gosh.
Year one is a good year to reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not happy with who you were in high school, like I was in high school, I didn't talk to like anyone.
Yeah.
People didn't really know me. I had like 2 or 3 friends. I got to college. I'm like, none of the friends that I had went here. I was like, I'm making friends. I'm going out there. I'm getting to know people, and like. I feel like we did pretty good on grades considering how much like we screwed around our first 2 semesters.
Yeah.
Like in the sense of like just wasting time. I mean, it wasn't really wasting time. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But in the sense of we weren't using it towards school.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, anything that you're holding from high school, whether it be insecurities or problems, whatever, you can just let that go in college because
people don't know you.
They don't know you. And I'm not saying don't be like fake, make a personality that's not you. Just be you, be true to yourself, and people will see that,
People value people that are real.
Yeah, and
in college, fake people just kind of...
Yeah, you can easily sniff them out. And people are attracted to people who are true to themselves and, just be who they are meant to be,
Yeah, if you stick to who you are, people will respect that, appreciate that, and it's good to get to know people your first year because as the years go on, we'll explain, but year one's the year to like mess around, like if you want to party, like make friends, waste time. Like year one is by far the year to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
So year 2.
Yeah.
So year 2, you start to get more in your major. Well, one thing we didn't talk about in year 1 was if you have 2 semesters to figure out, do you still like what you went into it? Like for your major, do you still like it? Year 2 is the year where really you need to figure out if this is the major for you.
Yeah, I was originally in computer hardware engineering, and the first semester, kind of realized, I don't know about it. The second semester, this is year 1 for me. Second semester, I realized, it's not for me. So I switched to mechanical, and even, not to scare you, but, even just switching the second semester, I still kind of got a little behind.
But it's better to do it
it's better to do it as early as you can, And like you said, year 2, not to scare you again, but year 2, you really need to look at yourself and what you value and what your motivations and aspirations are, and put that into a major that you can find,
You got to really figure out, is this what I really want to do with my life? Yeah. He said computer hardware engineering wasn't what he really wanted to do. He took the material, he didn't enjoy taking it, the classes were extremely difficult. And if it's something you're really passionate about, something you like, while the class may be difficult, you should be enjoying it. You should be enjoying oh, this is so cool. I can't wait to learn more about this. If you're just sitting in a class and you're like, man, this is hard. I don't even like what I'm learning. That's when you need to stop. You need to reconsider, and you need to think about what you're in for.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to get harder. If you don't like what you're doing, and you just got to realize it's going to get a lot harder. Year 2, you're really getting into the major, like not super hard classes, but like first semester, you get a good bit into it. Second semester, the classes are going to get harder.
You get into the classes that are called weed out classes.
Yes, and weed out classes, just about every major has one, and it's, are you here? Are you capable of finishing this major? Do you have the work ethic? And I had a class like that, and I'm in computer science, so I had a class like that where it was like big coding theories put into code, can you get the ideas down? And if you couldn't, or people would cheat. If people cheated, like they'd catch you. They caught the people that cheated. And like, should you be here? If you're cheating to get through everything, if you can't get the theories down, even if you have like a hard time putting in code, that's okay. As long as you get the theories down and you can somewhat put it in code, that's what they're looking for. Like they're looking for you to get these big brain ideas. And I know you had the same kind of thing.
Yeah. And weed out classes are for your advantage because they weed out, like in the name, the people that really can't hang or it's really not meant for them. And sadly, there are, like lazy people or like people that kind of use people to their advantage to get ahead in classes, and just people who just don't put in the work. And when it comes to year 3, year 4, you don't want those people to stick around.
You don't want, because year 3 and year 4 they're gonna put you in groups. They're gonna see how you work with people. Yeah. They're gonna really test you. Year 2, they're gonna be like, well, let's make it easier on them. If someone doesn't ever want to do work, this class is gonna be the one they're gonna bust on.
Yeah.
And we both know people that have busted on weed out classes just because like they're not ready for it. They're not willing to put in the work and just hit them hard.
And don't worry, in year 3 and year 4, like you said, there'll be classes where you have to work as a group, but professors really do, at least my major, they really try to make sure to find the people that aren't actually doing work in their group.
So what professors would do as time goes on is they'll give you like surveys to fill out. What did this person do in the project? How much time did they put into the project? Did they do the work that they said they were going to do? Mm-hmm. How useful were they? Stuff like that. And it's your time to it's anonymous because everyone else in your group's not going to see it. So you can be honest with the professor. Yeah. You don't have to feel bad. If someone didn't do, if there's 4 of you in the group, 3 of you did all the work and the 4th person didn't do anything, you should tell the professor this person didn't do anything.
Yeah. Be honest,
because
there won't be any repercussions.
If you don't do that, you're going to have them in your next classes.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to deal with that person that doesn't do any work again on a much harder project.
Yeah.
Year 2 for us was the year we got girlfriends, which is, yeah. So year 2 is that, and it's not, everyone's different. You don't have to get a girlfriend or boyfriend on year 2. That was just something we noticed. A lot of people got in relationships at the end of the first year, beginning of the second year. Everyone got in relationships, it was interesting. Mm-hmm. But if you're gonna get in a relationship, it's kind of hard to do that in year 3 or 4. You kind of
because you kind of
year 1 and 2
focus.
Is kind of
year 1 and 2 is not saying you have to or you should, but
if you're gonna get a significant other, it should be in year 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Only because it's easier because you find out that people are real in year 1 or 2, and year 3, when things start getting a lot harder, you'll find out if they're okay with how much time you have to put into it. Yeah. You really learn
and they have to be okay.
College is a test of a relationship. So if you get in a relationship in college, it's a real test because you have to do work, you have to go work with people on projects. Is that person okay with you doing that? Is that person going to let you do that? If they're not going to let you do that, then college is important. You need to get through college.
And not we're not saying they didn't have hard classes too, because they do.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's going to have
the same thing. We have to let them do all their stuff.
Yeah. It tests your relationship because they need to do stuff, you need to do stuff, Y'all need to work around each other's schedules. Like it's intense, but it like if you can come out the other side and y'all still like enjoy spending time with each other, that's great because. Man, coming back after a long day of like coding for me, like knowing that one of the only people that I still want to even look at is my significant other, that means that's a good thing.
Yeah. And like y'all probably heard, but a lot of people say like you can meet your lifelong partner or significant other in college.
Yes,
just because there's so many people, there's so much of a variety of people.
Yeah, and in high school, you're really stuck with the same people, and in a lot of cases, the same minded people.
Yeah.
And when you get to college, like if you've been conservative all your life, or you've been liberal all your life, or you've been this way or that way, stuck in one thing your whole life, you get to college, no. Like it doesn't matter where you're at. Like we're in the South, we're in Louisiana. We got here, there are all kinds of people. If you've never been exposed to some kind of culture, you're gonna get it in college.
Yeah, and I mean, let yourself be exposed. It's good to, be around a whole bunch of different people because, being around the same people can keep your views a certain way. And I'm not saying that's wrong, right or wrong, but
college is also, I mean, you don't have to, but college is about opening yourself up to being able to see the world.
Opening up yourself to ideas. College is just a bundle of ideas.
There's so many great minds in one place, and like year 2 is the last year where you're gonna have a ton of free time, and it's just gonna be like you can kind of do what you want.
And for me, and I'm pretty sure for you, it's definitely the year where you mature the most.
Yeah. Year 2, like year 1 for us, we were not the most immature.
Year 1's like kind of like a continuation of your high school.
It's the bridge.
School.
It's the bridge between like high school and like getting to the hard part of college. It's year 1's the bridge.
You're still gonna, want to have. I mean, you're always gonna want to have fun, but like year 1, you're still like in that high school, like yeah, man, like let's stay up till 3 a.m. every night,
and like it's super hyped because you're in college now. And before you,
this man stayed up for 2 days straight and drank coffee.
I stayed up for 48 hours at least 3 or 4 times just off of coffee, and I was hyper and bouncing off the walls.
You don't want to see him like that. It's crazy.
It's great. I love it.
No.
Oh, man. So that's year 1 and 2. You can kind of do what you want. If you want to stay up till 3 in the morning, great. Year 1, that's awesome. Year 2, okay, probably. Year 3, and this is where we start talking about year 3. You can't do that.
No.
Not advisable.
Would you label it?
Oh, year 3 is the rough year. It is a rough year, people.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, okay?
I mean, high school too, like, they say your junior year is going to be your toughest year.
Junior year was my toughest year. In high school, junior year was by far my toughest year. And in college, it's the same thing. You're all in on your major now. If you want to switch majors, you can. I would not advise it.
It's kind of a thing of, can you afford it?
Can you afford to? Because like you're 2 years in. The thing is, most colleges will pay for 4 years because they expect you to like know what you're doing and whatever. I mean, not everyone does, and that's perfectly okay to not know what you're doing. But year 3, you should not be switching your major. That's our advice. Like you should not be. At this point, it's just too hard to switch. You've already gotten to the weed out class or classes. It's
depending like like in my instance, if you're an engineer, there's some classes that go with other majors in engineering, so you might be able to get away with that.
That's something else to consider. If you're switching to a major that's like close by what you're doing.
If you know in general what you like, let's say engineering, then there's a possibility that a lot of your credits will go towards that.
Exactly. In that case, that's something okay to think about.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you're in computer science and electrical engineering, the first year for both those majors are like the exact same. Mm-hmm. And like for engineering is like you were talking about, or even concentrations in your major. Yeah. Because like I have a bunch of concentrations to pick from, but I wasn't 100% sure which one I wanted to do for a long time. And it's okay to switch between that. If you want to completely switch your major, if you're looking for something close, that's great. If not, you're going to be doing a lot of backtracking.
Yeah. And like I've heard like chemical engineers switching to petroleum, and a lot of their credits transferred because petroleum is kind of a branch of chemical. Like they need to know, you know, chemistry and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
something like that, you can definitely get away with that year 2, even year 3 probably.
Year 3, you probably, if it's something like that, you have a lot of the same classes, and that's okay. But year 3 is really where you want to hit the brakes really hard before you really think about changing your major. Because
and I mean, you have to see advisors. So
Yes.
your advisor would be like, yo, like,
year,
if you really want to do this, this is what's going to happen.
so in year 3 and 4, you're considered an upperclassman. So instead of going to like a general building typically to switch your major, you have to go to the head of your department and say, I want to switch my major. And they're gonna be like, let's talk about it.
Yeah, they're more than willing to.
Yeah, and in year 1 and 2, they're kind of like, okay, you want to switch your major today? Just switch to this. Here you go. Here's the paperwork. Done. In year 3 and 4, they're like, I want a good reason. You know, like, let's talk about it, you know.
Yeah.
But year 3 also comes with a new level of respect. People will like, if you say, I'm in college, they're like, oh, are you in your first year? No, I'm in my 3rd year. Whoa.
Yeah, they automatically think of, oh, wow, like, you're about to graduate and, like, you know, become an adult, getting a real job and stuff. So they're really like, oh, like, they know you're in it for the long run.
They see that, at that point, they see that you've been through, like, they know that you've been through hard classes.
Yeah.
And it comes with, like, them seeing you as, like, freshman year is here and, like, junior year is up here.
Yeah.
It's a whole new level.
It's kind of like a leap. Even though it's not really, but...
It's gradual, but to them, it's like, oh, I talked to you whatever time ago. I forgot what you're in your 3rd year of college. Wow. You know, like, it comes with a new level of respect, which once you get past the weed out classes, you kind of earn it. In my major, in computer science, once you finish the weed out classes, they're like, congratulations, you're in computer science.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah. Same with engineering, same with any major. Like, once you get in it and once, like, your whole schedule is your major.
Yeah.
Because every major requires, what are those classes called?
Electives.
Yeah, like electives. Like,
And you take those your 1st and 2nd year for the most part, generally.
Yeah.
And you get those done. And most of the time, the ones you're going to take your 1st and 2nd year are going to be like, oh, you need an art. You need a science.
What do we do for art?
Oh, we took hip hop dancing for art. That was legit. That was awesome. Our final, we got to work on it together. We choreographed our own dance.
We had our
amazing.
own outfits.
We had our own outfits. We had masks and it was great. We
I don't know if that
chains.
video will ever service, but
I don't know if I want that on the internet. But we had gold chains. It was great. It was great. Me and Jay Money were killing it.
Oh yeah, that we actually had dance names. I was Jay $, Jay Money, and you were Fresh.
You're Fresh Rush of Entertainment.
Yes.
That was great. Oh man, I love that class so much. We took that our 2nd year. Yes.
Where's that?
It was our
Where's that second semester?
Was it? No. I don't think so. I think it was our 1st semester, 2nd year.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't remember now.
Anyways.
It doesn't matter. We're getting caught.
Yeah, you mostly take those electives year 1 and year 2. And if you want to do it this way, you can kind of elongate it to where, like, every semester you have, like, an elective to kind of lean on and be like, oh, like, you don't have to worry about that class. You know, you can get
another option for that is if you get done with all your electives, and this is if you have extra, like, if say there's something, say you're going for engineering or you're going for, and this to me, people are, I don't know, okay, but like say you're going for engineering or you're going for computer science and you already take a bunch of math classes and you actually really enjoy math.
Yeah.
You want to get a math minor. That can be your cushion class because some people enjoy math so much that it's a cushion class for them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like me and him, we literally need one more math.
Yeah.
And we will have math minors.
Yes.
And I think a math minor could teach up to like 8th grade or something.
Which
not that we really want
I
to.
would not do that.
But like, it is the option.
It is an option.
So when they call your name, they'll be like, you know, a degree in computer science engineering with a minor in whatever.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. Like if you get it, and
because
you're gonna.
I'm getting an English minor. Yeah, because a minor is typically 18 hours, which is 6 classes. Well, depending on where you are, some colleges classes hours are different. But for us, it's 6 classes, which is 18 hours into a subject, and you can get some of those credits in your major. It's not like you have to take 6 classes outside of your major. Like we said, 5 of the math classes that we're taking is in our major, and we just need to take 1 more for our minor. So like it can be something like that, and that could be like your cushion class. to help you out with the semester.
Exactly.
Which is great to use.
Yeah. And year 3 is also the year, depending on what age you got into college, year 3 is usually the year where you turn like 20, 21.
Yeah.
So you're like kind of officially an adult.
Yeah, you're even more seen as adult because of that, on top of the fact that you're in year 3. Now, heavy caution about year 3, because it happened to us.
Yeah.
The semester starts, and you're like, oh, it's going to be rough. You bunker down. You got your notebooks. You got your pens. You got your highlighters. You have your Word doc. You have your Google doc. You have... Word docs? Word, I don't know. You got everything you need. You're prepared. Week 1 comes, it's syllabus week. You're like, I'm ready. Week 2 comes, where's all the work at?
Yeah, like, this is kind of suspiciously
it is easy. Suspicious. You get to week 3, still nothing. You're this is not right.
We filmed like 3 or so episodes
I think it was
of The
4.
Forest in like a weekend.
4 episodes of The Forest in one day on the weekend because we had nothing to do.
Literally
not
nothing.
a care in the world.
Yeah.
And we were like, wow, this semester is going to be great. And then, wrong. It was slow. It hooked us in. It had us happy and relaxed and ready to go. And then, bam. It tripped us, knocked us on the ground, and laughed at us because then, bam, test, assignment, project, test, assignment, project. And guess what? It didn't slow down until summer. And then it was like literally slow and then moving at the speed of light. And then summer hit and it just stopped.
Yeah.
Like that sentence. Right when finals were done, it was like, boom, you're free to go.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what to do with ourselves except sleep.
Yeah,
That's something else about college. Naps. Use them.
Yeah.
Use your naps.
If you've never napped in your life, I guarantee you in college you'll start napping.
I literally didn't nap at all in
either.
high school, and then I got to college, and naps were like my best friend for the longest time. Although last semester, which is the end of year 3 for me, I didn't get to nap at all
Yeah.
because assignments.
You can either fit it in your schedule or not, but you're probably gonna want to try to do it.
You're gonna want to try to. Personally, I left here at our apartment at like 9 in the morning and didn't get back till 12 at night.
12.
Just from working on, because like classes and then after classes you have projects or studying for tests or assignments, and it's easier to work over there than come back in here and just want to relax and then not want to do your work, and then you watch YouTube and then you record videos. And while I love recording videos, man, does that not help on your assignments. But yeah, year 3 is like an 18-wheeler just ready to charge up, man.
Yeah.
It hits you hard whenever it does.
Yeah.
Ready for it this time. And speaking of ready for it, year 4.
Year 4. Disclaimer: we haven't done year 4 yet.
We haven't done year 4 yet, but the typical thing, we've talked to a lot of people that have graduated. We know a lot of people that have graduated because like you get to know people in your major, and whenever they graduate, you're like, oh, congratulations. And they're like, I'm ready to get out of here. So year 4 is like, you're ready to get out, or it's one of the two things. You're either ready to get out or you're not ready for the real world. And it's okay for both those things. You can want to get out, but you realize that you have to face the real world. Year 4 is the year you need to start looking for jobs. And
it's bittersweet.
It is bittersweet.
Kinda.
People actually expect you to know what you're doing with your life. That can be very scary. Because like year 1 and 2, when people ask you, you're like, I don't know, I'm in my first year of college or my second year of college. And then year 3, it's like, I got another year to figure it out. Year 4, it's like,
I mean, it's still okay if you don't have everything figured out.
Yeah, you don't have
At least you'll have a degree to, back up on and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's okay if you don't have your life all figured out.
No one's gonna have their whole life figured
Honestly,
out.
like even when you're 30, it's okay. Like
it's okay to not have everything together because people like have this idealistic.
as long as you're trying to get to that point.
You can't expect perfection. You can just try your best. Year 4 is the year where you've kind of been through a lot of hard classes. Like if you made it to year 4. It's kind of like those classes are like, here's a wake-up call. And year 4, you're like, I don't need a wake-up call. I had my wake-up call. I'm ready for this year. Please don't hurt me. But like at this point, you've already had a bunch of classes. Like I had a class last semester that I'm going to argue might be the hardest class I'm going to have in college. I know I'm going to prove wrong this semester, but after that class, it can't be that much worse.
Yeah. And like I was describing to you earlier, it's like year 1, 2, and 3, we gathered our army
Yes.
of people to help us and get through this, and then year 4 is when you just
Oh, that's something we didn't talk about too
Slam.
much. Year 2 and 3, specifically year 3. Well, we kind of talked about groups and working
Yeah.
together, but you're gonna make friends in your major, or please make friends in your major.
Yes.
In year 2 and 3, 3 specifically for me, year 3 was the year where it's like, guys, we need to get together in groups to study for these tests.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I don't understand this concept. Can you explain it to me? And they say yes. And then maybe later there's a concept that you understand that they don't understand. And then you explain to them. And like helping people out like that and then doing your work in group projects, you're going to make tight connections with people. And in the future, they're gonna be like, I want that person in my group. And if they did good work for you, you don't have a problem with that. You're
Yeah.
like, I want you in my group. And then like you got your bud in your group and you're doing great stuff. Some of the closest people you're going to make friends with could be in your major.
Yeah, and you never know. They could be your manager. They could be your boss one day, or you could be their boss, whatever. And you know, it just all ties in. You'll notice in college, everything's a small world.
Everything's a very small world.
Yeah.
And like you might say like, oh, don't ever be my manager because like we're in the same age or whatever. But like you never know who has connections with what.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. They might have connections. Or like, once again, we're not saying use people, but whenever you make valuable relationships like that, you never know like what possibility that can have for your future. And if you show them that you're worth a lot and that you try hard and that you do your best work, that means a lot to people.
Yeah.
And in year 4, that's like the main year of projects, group projects specifically, and you're gonna need those people.
Yeah, and I mean, in life, it's not saying you can't do something by yourself, but it can be very difficult. And I mean, everybody needs help in some sort of way.
You can't do everything by yourself.
Yeah, and it's same with college. You know, everyone is there to help each other out. And if you get a solid group like that, it can really help you understand the material more, get through it, and, saves you time and effort that you could be wasting on something that you shouldn't be doing.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
and then once you finish year 4, not everyone's done because this is considered year 4 plus. That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Because not everyone finishes in 4 years. A lot of people don't. Many people don't realize that it's not always a 4-year program. Mm-hmm. Colleges do cover 4-year tuition, so year 5 is usually extra. Whether you have to take an extra semester, an extra year, some people do. Because if you switch majors, you might have to take a longer time. Some majors, they expect you to take 15 to 18 hours to be able to graduate on time. And that's not for some people.
Yeah.
Some people can't handle 18 hours, and that is okay.
Yeah, like, you're probably going to graduate next year in May.
Yes. So I'm actually going to graduate on time.
Yeah. And I'll be graduating probably in December of next year. So for me, it'll be 4 years and a semester. And then he'll be done in 4 years.
Yeah. So on time to most people is 4 years, but that's not the case a lot of the time. Some people can't handle 18 hours all college, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you're not cut out for that major. It just means that, I mean, like, if you know you can't handle 18 hours, then you know yourself. That's great.
Yeah.
And like, you've taken 18 hours and it wasn't for you.
Mm-mm.
And you understand that. And
Yeah.
it's better to know that than to keep taking 18 hours and keep like burning yourself out. Because the semester you took 18 hours, you were miserable the whole time.
Yeah.
And some people can handle it. I'm not saying you shouldn't take 18 hours, but just know your limits.
Yeah, and like sometimes, if you take 18 hours of like a lot of hard classes, you can start to fail some of them, and then you're more behind. So like you'd be actually better on track is if you took a little bit less hours.
Yeah.
But you kind of.
So if you take 18 and you fail one class, well, you have to retake that class, and now you have a D or an F.
Class and,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's okay if you can't do it in 4 years.
It's all right.
Don't strive for like 6 years or.
Yeah, that's not a good. Don't do 6.
Yeah.
Master's degree in 6 years, that's okay.
Yeah.
But a bachelor's in 6 years, that's a struggle.
Yeah.
That's rough. I'm sorry. You probably switched majors a lot.
Yeah. And so school kind of gets old. It's monotonous in the way of, you got to study, you have tests, you have projects, you got to work, you got to go from 9 to 12, which is not a normal work day.
And it's
way longer than
you're
a
gonna
work
have
day.
projects when you work, but like it's not gonna be 5 different subjects. And,
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing school since kindergarten. Some people pre-K, and that's if you take just kindergarten into mind, that's 13, 17 years for a 4-year degree. That's 17 years of school of your life. That's almost your entire life. Almost your entire life.
Yeah.
At some point, you're probably gonna get tired of it. And if you don't, those are the people that go for graduates and masters.
Yeah.
I mean, masters and
I'm
doctorates.
not saying that's the reason, but
That's
some
not a
people-
bad thing. It's not a bad thing to go for your masters and doctorates, but if you get tired of school, then you know.
Yeah, I mean, it can get old. You know, you kind of want change, but that change, you know, might honestly be harder than college.
Yeah.
Real life.
Real life stuff.
You know, job, your insurance, a house. You know, kids maybe one day. and-
Oof. It's a lot. Taking it all in.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So what would you say?
Oh yeah. I said you may just want to fail so you don't have to go into life, but then you really can't afford to fail, so you're kind of stuck in this endless
You're
loop
like,
of I don't want to graduate, but I need to graduate because I can't afford not to graduate,
Yeah.
but I don't want to do life, like do
So-
like stuff after college and
Pretty much life. It happens whether you like it or not.
yeah.
But I think it will be exciting. You know, you can obviously choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
And,
And if you go for some majors have to go for graduates, and that's
Yeah.
that master's degrees, and that's okay because that's the world we live in now. Some people want master's degrees. Some majors, your employer will pay you to go, or pay for your
Yeah.
school for you to go to school for you to get your master's.
So really
so you can be
even-
more valuable to them.
yeah, so really even if you get your bachelor's, get a job, and you work for a few years, they might pay you to go back. I mean, it's your choice whether you want to do that or not.
Exactly. And it's good to know your major, know what people do. So I know like computer science, sometimes they'll pay people to go back for their their master's degrees. While some majors like psychology just straight up expect you to have a master's
Yeah.
if you want to do anything.
Yeah. So again, it's not really the end of the road, but
No.
it's definitely a start to a new beginning. That
Yeah.
was good. That was good.
That was good. I like that.
Star Wars type stuff. A new beginning. No.
Okay. Yeah. But
I
that's
think that's it.
that's everything on this. Well, this has been year 1, 2, 3, and 4 of college. Just a little something so you guys can know what to expect. If you're going through college right now, leave a comment. Let us know the struggle you're going through. If you're about to go to college, let us know if you're nervous, if you're excited, if you're ready, if you like know what major you want to do.
Yeah.
Like if you're unsure, if you need any advice on this, like message us, comment down below. Let us know, like the video, all that good jazz. And don't forget to talk to advisors. Like if you think about switching, whatever, you know. But
Talk to wiser people.
wiser people.
They will help.
I mean, we can give you advice, but like there's people for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Randy, and I'm here with.
J Money.
This has been Bear Talk, and please bear with us until the next video.